Just one big joke. It's a fucked up world. Here we are in. I ain't going nowhere.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Reason Reborn, episode 41. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Cardiacsumo. What's up, sir?
What the fuck? This is Reason Reborn. This isn't his point of view. Do that shit.
Oh, the man wearing the lovely Spider-Man shirt, then. Is that better?
I'm gonna let it slide.
It's not a lovely shirt?
I'm just saying, you just seem like the kind of guy that can't learn. What's up, people? How's it hanging? Black's out here being a dick.
Oh, man. Well, there's nothing new there. So, yeah, we're going to try to keep this episode as short as possible, only because I'm angry. Because I've been accused of a educational crime by an educational idiot who clearly this is his first time ever teaching a class, and it's fucking driving me crazy. Because he's going to try to flunk me for some shit I didn't do. Yeah. But I'll save that for the courts. I really wish I could sue his ass, like, for his stupidity. They should allow, that should be allowed. Suing on the case of your dumbass. Maybe you won't be such a dumbass. Jeez.
I mean, I feel like that would be like a lot of litigation in the country all of a sudden.
I mean, I already have 2 law cases in mind, my professor and you know who. So I'd be set for life.
Yeah, shit. You mentioned the shirt. I just realized, like, I was looking, I did laundry like yesterday or whatever, and I was like looking in the dryer, and I'm like, it's weird how very slowly all of my shirts are becoming comic book themed shirts.
I want that to happen to me. I know I'm old as fuck, but I want that to happen to me.
I just because I like through college and shit, like I wasn't really buying shirts. I would just get them for free from certain events, and then I stopped being in college, so I wasn't getting free shirts anymore. And then I just kind of bought a few of these, and because of that shift, like all I have is like Spider-Man and fucking Batman, Superman, Nightwing shirts and shit.
Where do you get your shirts from?
I think I ordered that one Miles Morales shirt because it was like, I can't remember the name of that artist, but I like this shit. A couple of them just at stores and shit. I think I ordered the Nightwing one for Halloween or something because I like the mask and shit.
Crack right now. That's where I'm gonna start with my crack. That's where I got my Black Panther shirt.
I'm gonna need you to not tempt me and shit because.
Huh?
I'm gonna need you to not tempt me because when I was looking in the dryer, what really triggered me was
for those who are into comic book movies and all types of like quote unquote geek themes. Go to Fifth Sun. Fifth Sun has a wide array of shirts. They're generally between $20 to $25, and they always have like a 10 to 20% sale, like damn near every other week, which makes it even more alluring. Like if you on the homepage, they have the Marvel More Than a Fan 10th anniversary shirt, which lists all of the Marvel movies that have been released up to now.
Yo.
Yeah.
That Black Panther shirt's kind of fire there.
Yes, it is. I love that Black Panther shirt.
See, I'm gonna need you to not do this because the reason I thought about it was because when I looked in the drawer, I was like, I should get like a Flash shirt or something.
They even have video game stuff, sir.
I need to be making a more mature wardrobe.
Fuck that.
That's like single color and like has a collar and buttons and shit.
I mean, they have sports and fitness stuff.
See,
somewhat.
I'm about to buy another Spider-Man shirt, aren't I?
Yes, you are, because you see one, don't you? You see one, don't you? Like, I want to see, hold on, let me type in just in the search really quick, see if they have it. If they have this, I might have to.
See, this shit isn't good. I shouldn't be doing this.
Because if I can find an Iron Spider shirt, oh, you know that's on.
This is not what I should be doing right now. Because not just this, because I was actually thinking at one point that I wanted like a Jane Foster Thor shirt. Repping the ladies superheroes out
here.
Oh
shit, they got the Homecoming shirt. Nice.
No more. We're doing a podcast.
Got Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Vulture on it. Nice.
back on topic before I spend like a shit ton of money all of a sudden.
I'm just saying, sir. I mean, these things look hot. The Thanos
You know who
shirt.
tempts people like that? The devil. I'm just saying though.
You want your Infinity Gauntlet shirt?
I'm good. Unless it comes with an actual Infinity Gauntlet and I can make certain people disappear.
Yeah, that Thanos shirt looks hot though. Anyway, anyway, what's the first topic that we could start on? Let's start with I had it open a minute ago and then I lost the thread because I started looking at Fifth Son, which I shouldn't. By the way, for all those people who care about Funko Pops, I'm still looking for help. I'm trying to figure out which Cade Six Funko Pop I should get.
You've got a problem.
I just need to know which Cade. Honestly, you know what's going to happen, right?
What's gonna happen is when they're gonna tear down that fucking green background and we're gonna see like a room full of these motherfuckers. You're gonna be like, I don't have a problem.
Nothing but Funko eyes. Funko eyes everywhere.
I'm not addicted. I'm passionate.
No, not that bad. Okay. So the biggest through line that we haven't had like a whole bunch of huge through lines, except for two. One being, of course, Donald Trump and his Twitter shenanigans. He went after Don Lemon and LeBron James jointly after an interview, where he discussed many topics, including his school, but he also brought up Trump and how he felt about Trump. Basically, in several interviews, he just basically told everybody he's not a fan of him. He does not feel like he needs to ever step foot in his presence because he doesn't want to be around someone who's so divisive and all that. Donald Trump took offense. By the way, somebody pointed out to me today that Donald Trump, in his offensive remarks, quote unquote, made a mistake. Where he did a tweet where he talked about how, of course, Don Lemon and LeBron were very uneducated. By the way, you notice how every black person he has something to say has no education whatsoever?
Low IQ.
Yeah, everybody's low IQ or uneducated, not smart, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's
I just wish he would like just come out and say what he wants to say. Just go ahead and say stupid monkey. You know that's what you want to say. But after that, he talked about how he was a fan of Michael Jordan, in which he said, I like Mike. Now, somebody pointed out the fact that he's so stupid that he used the term used for Dwight Eisenhower as the slogan for Michael Jordan. You're not old enough to remember this, and I'm not either, but it was a point of during Dwight Eisenhower's candidacy that he put out the slogan, I like Ike. Now, Michael Jordan did have his own slogan, but it's be like Mike. So, I don't know. I guess he just couldn't think of anything because he probably doesn't watch basketball or know anything about basketball to know. But anyway, since that incident, a ton of celebrities and sports figures have come out in defense of LeBron James and Don Lemon, and that is, of course, caused unhappiness and, Donald to eat more fish fillets or whatever the fuck it is. What did they say? He eats like a ton of fish fillets and drinks a bunch of Diet Cokes, shit from McDonald's.
Whatever his magical live forever formula is.
That way no one can poison him.
No, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That dumb shit. Like, yeah.
It's really hard to poison.
Poison yourself, sir. You don't need to put poison in that. What you're doing to your body.
Shit.
But then he moved on. He admitted on Twitter that he knew that the meeting at Trump Tower with his son was with Russians, but it was about getting dirt with on Hillary Clinton, which he had vehemently denied up until this point, which caused his lawyers to quietly, not quietly, suggest that he stays off Twitter and not say anything about things involving Russia, which kind of a dumb moment if you ask me. But
I feel like we've seen this a fair amount of times with him where he'll be denying shit up and down, left and right, and then just suddenly stop denying it. Like, I don't know if it's because he gets too hard to deny or if he's just stupid or, I mean, just like with the Playmate stuff, where he just said he had no idea who these women were until he just knew who they were or whatever. It's just really odd that he bothers to lie about shit like this and then just doesn't continue the lie.
Yeah, I just shut up. Just fucking shut up for once.
Yeah, it would probably help because a lot of it, I don't think he had to lie because I don't know if people were asking him for some of that shit. Like a lot of it, he just goes out of his way and throws lies out there in a case where it would make sense for him to not talk. I'm sure his lawyers would have told him to not talk, and if he wasn't talking, he couldn't have told us lies. So
yeah, no, he can't contradict himself, which makes that whole interview that they are pushing for and working towards so hard to negotiate because shit, why would you let this man get in front of a special investigator investigating this shit? Because he's going to perjure himself. He's going to perjure himself really bad.
I mean, it doesn't matter though. Like either he perjures himself or he tells the truth, and the truth is probably incriminating at this point, right? Like, I think it's a fair assumption that the truth is incriminating here. So either he tells an incriminating truth or he perjures himself. Either way, it probably doesn't make sense for him to talk to them.
No, he should. If there's any legal reason for him not to speak to Robert Mueller, he should try to grasp on it and hold on it as tightly as possible. Makes no sense.
Here he is out here throwing out nonsense for no reason. I didn't comment too much on the LeBron James, Don Lemon thing, but you know, somebody pointed it out, even just aside from the race thing, that whenever he disagrees with someone and he comments on it, it's not just about the disagreement. He's not like, you're wrong, I'm right. It's always, there's something wrong with you. Like one of the examples they pointed out was like Meryl Streep or whatever, I guess. And they were like, you know, when he disagreed with her, it wasn't just that she was wrong, it was that she's a bad actor on top of that. It's like, he does this with fucking everybody. He has to insult them on something completely unrelated to whatever he's mad at them about.
Yeah, it shows how childish and how weak you are as a person to me, because that's something you do when you're really, really hurt as a child.
Sure.
Like if I tell you as a child, like, yeah, that's not a good drawing. Well, you're a stupid head. Like that's his reaction. Like,
it couldn't possibly be like, no, it's a good drawing. You just didn't get it. No, it's that you're stupid. It's weird for a 70-something-year-old to act like that, which is why I'm becoming more and more sympathetic to the arguments that there's something off about his psyche. I mean, like I already felt that way, but I don't know, how should I put it? Like before, it was this weird sort of delusion that he's so much better than he really is. Like there were certain things I thought was wrong with his brain, like a freakishly large ego. But then I see other stuff where it's just like this really immature behavior from an adult, and I'm like, this can't just be who he is. There's something wrong with this fucking guy.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've heard the theory that when you get older, you kind of resort to a childlike state, but he's pushing that beyond like any, theories that I've heard of, because it's just too much. It's like, why? Like, especially in the position that you're going to get talked about. People aren't going to like you or like what you do. There's always going to be somebody out there who disagrees with you. So calm the fuck down.
Sure. Even if they disagree, you could just talk about the disagreement without name calling like a third, second grader, whatever age group of child is more inclined to do that type of shit. And I mean, yeah, to your point, it does seem like for Black people, it always goes to IQ first. Because, I mean, he does that type of insult thing with everybody, not just Black people, but it's different insults with different people. Like when Chuck Todd from, I don't know what he is, on CNN or something, He's like Sleepy Eyes, Chuck Todd, Crazy Bernie, Pocahontas. You know, like he insults people for anybody who disagrees with him, he insults them. But it seems like specifically black people, he's always going after the intelligence one.
Yeah.
Which, as a person who's always, you know, saying that a lot of us jump to racism too quick, and we need to give people the benefit of the doubt. We're like, yeah, he's really fucking used it up. Like he's making it quite difficult.
It's hard for you not to think he's racist or sexist or bigot or just like, you know, he puts in too much work in it.
Yeah, and again, this is coming from somebody who, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, would be like, maybe we should calm down with that. It's not clear that he's racist. Yeah, it's pretty hard to deny after like 2 years that he's not a fucking racist. But I will say, I'm sure he probably likes that this is happening because he loves doing this shit. I don't know, it gives his base a hard on or something, whatever it does for them. So the fact that we're talking about, we're calling him racist, and maybe on some level calling them racist for, if not racist, at least being okay with racism. Like it kind of animates their base because now it's like you're attacking them like, we're not racist or we're not okay with racism, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure on some level he digs it because it's putting controversy more out there, which is getting the rest of us to kind of fight over what for him was just like a throwaway statement that he doesn't really give a shit about.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous that this is the man running a country. Like, I'm not even talking about be presidential, be adult. You know,
I would settle for an adult.
Yeah, let's behave like a fucking adult. Shit.
It's probably not one of the stories we're going to bring up, but Kane, I'm not saying that dude's government name.
Good God, it's Kane.
Kane is the mayor-elect of Knoxville County, I suppose. And I was watching a YouTube video on that. I think it was from MSNBC or something. And somebody in the comments section said something like, this guy whose character is like a demon or whatever has more integrity than the president of the United States. And I was like, well, shit.
I mean, if you listen to Kane's backstory about how he apparently killed his parents in a fire and fucking got burned, and you know, he tried to kill his father, who eventually we found out was Paul Bearer. He still tried to murder him, and he tried to kill his brother and take him out, the Undertaker, and you know, he's just doing all these nasty, vile things. The unmasked Kane, when he was just going around just obliterating people in the most vicious ways. Like, Kane's a son of a bitch, and yeah, he has more integrity. Even though, yes, we know his story is false and all that because it's wrestling, but shit.
Okay, I found it too. It was the first comment. A pro wrestler with a satanic themed character has more integrity and intellect than the president. ...
Yeah.
And then, of course, somebody got all whiny. They're like, Jesus Christ, you left this. I think they meant to say moron, but they said morning. Just don't stop defending your war criminal, Obama.
Like, wait, what war crimes did he commit?
I don't know. I don't know how it was a defense of Obama either, but
yeah,
had nothing to do with it.
Like, what war crime? Like, that's the thing I love about people who get mad and one accuse this of being a leftist thing, because he could have very well been a conservative saying that.
Plus,
there's nothing about that comment that means that he's, you know, of the left.
And
everybody can obviously see that this guy is an idiot. It doesn't take you to be a liberal or on the left to diagnose that Donald Trump's a fucking disaster.
I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure Kane ran as a Republican. Like, he's clearly conservative.
Yeah, he's a Republican. And that's another thing. He's a fucking Republican. He's a conservative.
I mean, you just listen to this fucking the dude talk, like the way he talks about business and stuff. Like, he's clearly on like the right side of the political spectrum. Yeah. Right isn't opposite to left, not necessarily correct, but like that's why I find it so weird. This fact that this guy just assumed like, oh, you're a fucking liberal, blah blah blah, because he just complimented an actual conservative. I know it's kind of hard to remember what they look like, but there's one. I think when I was listening to him, it felt to me like he had a little bit too much confidence in, free markets and shit, but that was just a disagreement. I didn't think he was a crazy psycho with no integrity.
Yeah, no.
Shit is odd, man. Kane for president, I guess, even though, like I said, I don't agree with some of his shit.
You disagree in his face and he'll tombstone you.
The shit that drove me crazy was they played a clip of him congratulating his Democratic opponent or like giving them props or something because, I guess his county is more right-leaning. I don't know what the point he was making, but
it doesn't
he said it was
because it's Knox County, Tennessee. I'm not
surprised. Yeah, but he was making the point like it's hard for a Democrat to do it, but he was giving her props and all this shit. And I'm like, man, I don't remember what that looks like anymore.
Like, wait, it's a polite political statement between opponents. What happened?
That's what killed me too, because they were like, oh, you're just defending your war criminal Obama. Like, this isn't even arguable. We just saw a clip of him in this video congratulate his Democratic opponent, whereas Trump still says he wants to lock up Hillary in prison.
Yeah,
it's not debatable at all.
Yeah, I don't get it, but hey, whatever. Congratulations, by the way, Glenn Jacobs.
D-Bry for president?
Huh?
D-Bry for president?
Actually, that would be funny if they did it like email no ticket. That would be fucking dumb.
You wouldn't vote for that?
No, for president.
I mean, that's a nice balance. Like, Kane's more of a Republican. Daniel Bryan's a fucking hippie. That's a fair balance.
Yeah, I guess.
Vote for that shit. Bring some fucking middle of the ground politics back to the country.
I guess. Don't put that idea out in the air, please, because somebody's going to advocate the hell out of it. But no, so we had that political stuff. By the way, nice to see that Miss Adams in Georgia is up 2 points in the election. You don't know who she is. She is the first Black female candidate who may be the first Black female governor. No, I don't think she's the first. Maybe she's not the first candidate, but if she wins, she'll be the first female Black governor of the state of Georgia, which is a long stretch for the state of Georgia to do. So if it happens, that's like kind of earth-shattering. Because as a Georgian, I can tell you, Black and female is not what they want down there running like this shit. As progressive as things in Georgia may seem in certain areas, the layer of fuckery does not shine over politics. That shit is like, yeah, you gonna get your old white male in that state. You seriously are.
Isn't that what we all want at the end of the day, though? Don't we all want an old white guy? Keep us safe. Don't we all think about Santa Claus as like the ultimate figure of loving compassion? Or white Jesus, like, or God, like, all the figures are white.
Actually, he died young, so he's not old. Jesus died young, so he's not old.
He's like 2,000 years old. What are you talking about?
His ghost is. Hey.
He's gonna come back as like a teenager or some shit. It's gonna be really weird.
I mean, wasn't he like a teen? I don't know. How old was Jesus when I'm curious.
I'm assuming he'd come back however he wants. So.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, he wants to be a hot blonde, he can be a hot blonde. But despite the fact, I'm rooting for her. Hopefully, she can get the job done. That would be nice to see. It would be a change of pace for my home state because we've had a couple of Black mayors of Atlanta, of course. But yeah, getting Black people in the places Georgia politically is getting anybody other than the old white man in political places, to be quite honest, in Georgia. I don't want you to say just Black is a feat. It's a hell of a feat. Like, jeez. I'm just waiting for Yosemite Sam to win an election or some shit down there. But anyway, so what do we have? All right, first topic that I mentioned to you was the Paul Manafort case. That shit is getting crazy. That Paul Manafort shit is wild. So we knew last week that the defense for Paul Manafort was to basically blame everything on Rick Gates. And I keep calling him Robert Gates. I don't know why. Where did I get Robert Gates from? But Rick Gates was supposed to be the scapegoat, and that was supposed to be the main bulk of their defense. But Rick Gates said, not today, motherfucker. Because Rick Gates came out in his testimony and gave vivid details of how Paul Manafort and him basically lied, cheated, and stole from anybody, misappropriated funds, hid money that they were supposed to report, set up false accounts, and Rick Gates said that it was all under Manafort's instructions. He would not take the fucking, take the fall for it, which I don't know what Manafort thought was going to happen, especially when he said that he was going to bury him in this defense. Gates already has basically, pled guilty to these crimes. So,
oh sure, but he got a deal, right? So he's really only pleading guilty to what the fuck was it? Like lying to them or something later?
Yeah. But now he's just throwing out all this shit like, yo, we were like not paying taxes, fraudulating tax papers, all this stuff. It's just like a torrent of like information that this man, he was like, yeah, we were taking foreign money and like just using it.
I came in 15 minutes past my curfew. This dude was like spilling shit nobody should care about.
Yeah, anything and everything. And it's
one time, 5th grade, I cheated on a math test.
Why not? He's playing with house money. He's already got his copped his plea. They won't and can't touch him for anything else. And what's the worst thing he's gonna lose? Oh, Paul's not gonna call me in the prison reunion or something like that.
I mean, I think to somebody's point, I think he lied to them once during this plea deal thing he was doing already, so he knows he's on thin fucking ice. So he's not fucking around with this canary type singing.
Now he's burying the fuck out of Paul Manafort. And I would love to see what the defense's response is going to be to all this.
I would love to see some actual pictures, man.
His actual what?
I would love to see some actual pictures and shit.
Yeah, I would love to see his face in the court case as he's like listening to this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Because what I keep hearing from the coverage is that Manafort is just staring down Gates, and Gates is refusing to make eye contact with this motherfucker. I'm like, I need to see that. I need to see this weird, uncomfortable thing between them.
That's like some mob trial shit. I'm gonna send the guys to get you type shit for what you're doing to me. You betraying me. But it's like, come on, Manafort. What did you expect? Do you really expect everybody under you to roll for you? It's ludicrous, especially facing the stuff that he's facing. And the funny thing, this is just one count that they're trying him for, the tax fraud, the fraud shit. He ain't even in trouble for everything, all the other 267,000 fucking things he's been accused of. This is one thing, and it's not going that well.
No, I would I'm surprised we're even doing this. If I was him, I'd probably just be like, I'm guilty. Fuck it.
Yeah, at this point, because it seems, especially the way that they seem to be accelerating this thing, we're gonna probably get a verdict within the next week or two, if not by the end of this week. To be quite honest, so it's just they're just gonna tick things off, and they're just gonna mark the wall and look at you like that's one. But you want what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Every time he gets convicted of something. Dude. What would you do at this point if you're Paul Manafort?
I would have tried to cut a deal by now.
I would have cut a deal at the beginning when you laid all those like goddamn charges.
I mean, they have like a mountain of charges against this guy, and he was not talking. I was like,
3 different courts. Come on, this is the first goddamn place to try to convict you. You haven't even hit the other courts.
Yeah, I guess I was just saying I wouldn't be in this position. I would have sang. I would have been like, "What do you need to know? I'll tell you everything, please. I want to see my baby."
My only guess is that the Russian weight of the thing, like the people who dealt with in Russia, he's more scared of them than anything. And if I was him, I'd be calling him like, "Look, I got a squeal, but if I don't roll on you, which is Trump, would that be okay? Because I really don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail."
I mean, I just would have like went to some sort of authority figure in America and been like, "Hey, man, look, I got some shit for you, but I need you to like dedicate the army to protect me because like Putin ain't gonna be happy about this shit." And as you've seen, he likes to poison motherfuckers. So I don't know. It is a case that has many people's attention. As though we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. That dude's gonna get buried in the dirt.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to jail like that. I just can't. It's not worth it. It's the people who you're like I mean, again, if it's a Russia thing, like maybe you were dealing with the Russian mob, okay. That I can kind of understand. If you think Putin is going to do some retaliation, okay, I might get with that. But if this is all hoping in hopes of Trump saving your ass, dude, cut a deal.
Maybe that stuff in the UK was just Putin showing like, yeah, I kill people. Even if they're not in Russia, I would shut my mouth if I was you.
Yeah, maybe that's what he is, sending a message to everybody who could squeal on him. Because fuck, no, man.
I kill them, and look what they did. Nothing. So I would shut my mouth.
Yeah, no, I'm like, But at the same time, him going to jail isn't going to be beneficial because if they convict him on anything that has to do with the stuff with Donald Trump, this puts Donald Trump in a wider hole.
Yeah, I mean, so is there anything this Manafort guy can do now? Because
he can still cop a plea. He can cop a plea technically.
Well, what does he have to offer?
Again, huh?
What does he have anything to offer?
If he actually has some concrete evidence pointing the finger at the president himself, then yes.
But not this case, because this case doesn't have anything to do with the Russian investigation, right? So,
no, but this can be like he can still use that to plea on this and all subsequent things that he's being accused of.
I guess it's gonna have to be it because it's not like he can do anything in this case here. Because
like this case, even if he plead, he still have to do time for it. He's gone too far down the wall.
Oh, one, he did that shit, but two, I'm sure Rick Gates gave them everything they needed. So it's not like he's just not valuable right now in that particular case.
Yeah, he's gonna have to eat this one, but I would definitely fucking roll on anything else. Nah,
shit.
This man's gonna be in trial every week of the rest of the next 4 years of his life. Like, oh, we bringing up your next case now after we convict you. Like the day after we convict you, we'll see you back in court for case number 46708. Like, dude, stop it.
And why do all of this stuff, man? Because somebody made the point that he's doing all this illicit stuff to make all this money, and he has all this money, and then he just blows it all, and now he's just like in this weird position where he needs cash, and he's doing all this seedy stuff for it. But it's like, you had the money, so why? Like, how did you end up in this position, bro? You're not like a poor person who needs to do something crazy. You were like making bank illegally, but making bank. I don't know.
Look at where you are. Like, gee. Like, I would just roll. Come on. Seriously, just roll the fuck over. It's It's not worth that. Unless you like the idea of going to prison. Maybe your wife and children are that horrible that you welcome prison. I don't know. I know I wouldn't. I don't care how bad I hate my life around me. I'm not giving up my life, whatever it is, to go to goddamn prison. It's just...
Maybe Putin has a bomb in his head, Suicide Squad style.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe one of those low jacks have been filled with the poison for Putin to set off if he's talked. I'm not.
I mean, as much as we joke about it, we are talking about a dude that kills people, like knowingly is known to kill motherfuckers. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch unfold as the weeks press forward. And I say weeks because I don't expect this to take much longer.
Yeah, no. If it's not over, like I said, before the end of this week, I'm actually surprised. Because what kind of defense are you mounting after this? Like, once the prosecution rests, what is your defense?
I don't know if you could have one. He did that shit, and they have plenty of evidence that he did that shit. What are you supposed to say?
Yeah, I'm giving up. I'm giving up now.
I will say, if somehow, some way, his lawyers get him out of this shit, they deserve like a gold trophy or like some. I don't know if there's like a lawyer hall of fame, but if somehow they pull it off, I think we at least should give them some kind of honor.
Yeah. No, if they are able, if he's acquitted, they deserve like to get all the work in like law.
I think that would be a travesty of justice. I'm not saying it's okay, but if somehow they do it just for legal ability, they deserve something. Fuck
yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, they said he didn't report 15 foreign accounts, and he knew that he should have. 15 fucking foreign accounts.
Somebody said something like some defense was making a mistake on the paperwork, and I'm like, how do you? First of all, I thought it was 14, but whatever. Like, how do you fuck up paperwork on over a dozen foreign accounts? No, you're right. It's 15.
Yeah, no, 15.
Yeah.
Like,
It was an accident. He meant to tell, he meant to fill out the proper paperwork. It wasn't on purpose. We need to stop giving him a hard time. He has a family, Black. I hope he bought one of them, that ostrich leather jacket or whatever the fuck he had made.
Oh yeah, what animal did he murder for that jacket? Like, this guy was murdering exotic animals for jackets.
Yeah, he had several of those. I don't understand, like, why when you got all this money you had to buy stupid shit like that. Like, is that even fashionable? Like,
I think a lot of people do it just to show that they got money and they can do it.
I mean, but maybe it's just because I'm a poor piece of shit. Like, if I walked into this dude's house and he showed me this jacket made out of an ostrich or whatever it was made out of, I would be like, okay, neat. Like, it wouldn't even occur to me that was even expensive to make. I would just think it was a weird jacket.
Yeah, definitely.
It just doesn't seem like one of those things that it makes it very apparent that you're rich.
Yeah, it's not a like normal rich trappings. It's like, I want to show I'm mega rich, so let me be different from all the other rich people, and let's have an ostrich jacket and wombat pants or something shit like that. Like
I always think you have some sort of weird fetish for animal death.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like it's sending the right message that he's rich. But I guess it's because I'm not like an old, rich, white dude. I just don't have that type of taste. And again, he's not an old, rich, white dude either. He's going to be fucking broken prison.
Yeah. Who knows?
Justice.
Oh, did he at least take the ostrich eggs and eat them before he made the jacket out of it or something?
He probably hatched them so he could make jackets for his kids.
Right, like just cultivate the baby ostrich so they could be future jackets.
This man had a jacket farm. Oh man.
Sad. All right, so speaking of an either more stranger person, Alex Jones is now banned from YouTube, Apple, and Facebook. Well, Spotify, I believe, was one that banned him and his material. So basically, all these institutions decided they don't want to have his content on their sites, and they removed them. And they shut down key distribution channels that had given him and his users access to it. Let me see. It includes the Alex Jones channel, which had 2.4 million subscribers and videos that were viewed over 1.5 billion times. God damn. Really? Really, y'all? That many people watch this motherfucker? Jeez.
Well,
I'm scared.
I mean, we know his name for a reason, right? Like, he had a strong platform.
Yeah, but he responded on Twitter encouraging that his users access live streams directly from the InfoWars website, saying that it's the one platform that they can't ban. Okay. Cool.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They also Facebook also suspended his personal profile as well. So,
sure.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, people bring up, the valid point about free speech and all that stuff. Which, first of all, I think we have to acknowledge that these services are owned by companies and they are not required to give you that shit. Like, these aren't public services provided for by the government. Like, these are companies and they have the right to not allow certain things on their sites. I think we don't tend to think about that because they all are fairly free with what they allow, or at least they have been. I think, like, YouTube in general has been kind of cracking down on certain things and overall. Not Facebook as much, but maybe now that they keep getting crap over the election stuff, they're starting to crack down a bit too. So that's the first thing, just to acknowledge that as much as we talk about freedom of speech as an issue, they're not required to do that legally. That's why they're not being sued over this, or at least they wouldn't successfully be sued over this. But if not a legal issue, at least in principle, this issue of freedom of speech, I don't know. I think it gets complicated because the issue with him was that he was really fucking with people's lives. Specifically, the thing people tend to talk about is that Sandy Hook shooting, that he kept spreading conspiracy theories about, like, the kids were child actors, and I don't even remember what the motivation for this stuff was supposed to be, but he'd been doing it for years, and it was really messing with the lives of the families of those victims who died in those shootings, which is gross and dangerous because you're riling up a bunch of psychos who are going to act on that stuff. I think I saw at one point one of those families had to move like a lot of times over this stuff.
Yeah, and that's some weird shit to want to encourage people. Like, oh, they're lying about their children getting murdered by a murderous, like, psychopath. They're clearly lying about this just to start, like, some shit. Like, what? You gotta tell, like, grieving parents that, yeah, you're lying about your child dying. What?
I mean, that part of it isn't just weird. It's really sick, and I don't know what the point of it was. So I have to assume that he didn't personally really think that, which begs the question, why was he so intent on spreading that? I don't know if he made money off of that somehow. I just don't understand what the point of doing that was.
You're also talking about the man who predicted that there's going to be, like, what was it, a race war, or there's going to be some type of other war happening between liberals. Like, liberals were going to, like, start murdering conservatives or some shit like that, he was saying. Some weird fucking war shit. He was like, the war is going to happen after certain elections. this
Sure.
year. Really.
To be fair, he says lots of crazy stuff. You know, one of the most famous things one of the things he's most famous for saying was like they put some sort of gay gene or solution in the water and it turns the friggin' frogs gay. So yes, he says stuff like that. Maybe it's me being hopeful, but I just don't really buy that he believes that stuff. And maybe this goes to where the prophet is. I think he just says stuff like that because he's built this group of followers that are friggin' nuts and they do believe stuff like that. And the more crazy stuff he puts out there, the more he kind of holds them in place to buy his random stuff that he sells on his platforms. So I guess even if he didn't personally believe it, which I'm being quite generous because he may well believe that stuff. I don't know. He does have some incentive to keep his fans kind of crazy because he makes money off them, right? So
I guess it's just so like I'm not even like calling integrity. Just like, do you not sit back and think about some of the things that you're going to say or that you have said and be like, yo, this is just the dumbest sounding shit I've ever said in my life. I really think someone's going to believe this. And if I do, I have to question the type of like fan base I'm building. Because this is just the most asinine shit I could think of. Like,
I don't think he cares about him. I mean, the same way like Trump. I don't think Trump really cares about his base in any meaningful way. Like, as much as he talks about what he's doing for them, he doesn't give a shit about them. They're just useful. Maybe not necessarily in a financial sense in his case, but just as like a power sense. So I don't think they really care about what their fans are like, just that there are fans who give them money or power or attention or whatever. That's why I mentioned, you know, the race baiting stuff Trump likes to do a lot. To be fair, I think he's proving himself to be racist, but even if he's not, or to the extent that he's not, he knows that it's useful to stir up that racist talk. So it doesn't even matter too much if he's racist or not, but he finds benefiting off of racism to be somewhat useful, so he does it. The same way Alex Jones finds benefiting off of crazy people useful, so he makes them crazy. Or he helps them indulge in their craziness.
which shouldn't, because you're inspiring people who like, if to inspire people who believe in stuff like that, who are willing to want to get ready to fight the war, that whatever war he was trying to think. It's like we're kind of inciting people to potential violence that's unnecessary.
Sure. I think that's where it gets a little complicated for me, because my personal feeling toward that type of stuff is usually like, you know, just let them say it. In the ideal world, good ideas will just kick stupid ideas in the ass. But I don't think that works as easily now, because good ideas don't have the opportunity to beat up bad ideas, because, you know, the term everybody uses now is echo chambers and stuff. A lot of his fans probably just don't listen to anything else but him and that type of stuff. So they're not really hearing anything else. And even if they did, they're probably fairly indoctrinated by now, right? So there isn't a healthy flow of different ideas going around, at least not in the digital space, which makes what he does incredibly dangerous, because he's filling these people with a bunch of nonsense and there's nothing else coming in to counteract that stuff. And some of them will be motivated to act on that. You know, we talked about Trump's racist tweets and stuff. I think it was brought up this week or last week as well that he's consistently inciting rage toward the media at his rallies, and people are getting increasingly concerned that the more he riles up his base to hate media people, the more likely there's going to be a violent attack that occurs because of it. Just the other day, Stelter brought up some death threat or something he and I think Don Lemon got. I think it was Don Lemon and Stelter, but
yeah,
Stelter.
he was on TV reading about different threats that they got. Like he played a clip of one guy who basically went on a radio show and said that he was going to shoot him if he got the chance to see him.
Yeah. And to this point, it's not like they never get death threats, because unfortunately, and I don't think a lot of us think about it, but famous people get death threats fairly often, depending on like who they are and what they do for work and stuff. But they have been making the argument that it's more frequent. And I always wonder, like, what are we going to do if one of these Trump supporters finally just decides, like, yeah, I'm going to hurt somebody at one of these things? Like in the heat of the moment, they actually haul off and hurt somebody. What are we going to do about that?
Yeah.
Can we punish the president for that? Because it's not just like, I don't even know what to compare it to. I've never really seen a politician do this type of thing. I've always seen like, little catty comments and stuff, but he's purposely really
sure if we went deep into presidency, there may have been one that has inspired stuff like that, but I can't ever, in any history that I've read or been taught, ever hearing a president like inspiring this type of things. Like even going back to when we were fucking with Native Americans, I feel like it wasn't the president driving the rhetoric about them and like how quote unquote savage they are and all that stuff. I feel like, at the most, the president was like, yeah, we've had people attacked and we need to be vigilant against them, like in a more political way. But I don't forever, again, the name calling, the baiting, the, pointing out that these people are vile and lesser than us, like he does. You know what I mean?
Enemy of the people. They're gonna start a war. Like it's not benign stuff. Like I disagree with them. Like he says insane things about them. I can't remember what the tweet was over the last week, but there was something about them being dangerous or starting wars or something like that. Let me see.
It's very demonstrative and very like inflammatory, the stuff that he says.
Here it is. The fake news hates me, saying that they are the enemy of the people only because they know it's true. Again, weird use of like capitalization in his tweets, but whatever. I am providing a great service by explaining this to the American people. They purposely cause great division and distrust. They can also cause war. They are very dangerous and sick. Like that's not benign shit at all. That's fairly dehumanizing and fear-mongering about the news, which could get people hurt or killed. It's not. And to bring it back to Alex Jones, he does the same kind of shit. It's, I'm always down for free speech, and I'm always down for the idea that good ideas piss on stupid ideas. But what he does is potentially dangerous to people's lives.
No, and he can cost other people's lives. It's like, again, one thing to call Don Lemon a fucking idiot or whatever you want to call him, saying he has a low IQ and whatnot, but you're inciting people to come after him and want to hack him. That's not cool.
Sure.
And
over, not that it would be okay in general, but it's over lies, right? Because what I can never remember, I don't know how to pronounce that fucker's name. I keep saying Stelter. I think that's what it is. His point was that this dude that called in, the dude that called in and threatened to shoot them, was saying that since the election, those two were calling all Trump supporters racist. And to Stelter's point, like they never said that. So if they actually did end up hurting one of them, it would have been over a lie. The same way if one of these parents of these, kids that got, unfortunately killed in that shooting was to get hurt, or not even just her, just like the stuff they've already gone through on a day-to-day basis with this stuff in their lives. They've been going through for years. It's all over nonsense. Of course, their kids weren't actors, so they've been suffering with this stuff for no reason.
Yeah. And then like the vilification of them, it gets worse because again, the tone that Alex Jones sets, that's the thing that bothers me. It's not just him, how he says things, like what he says, but it's how he says things. Because he says it with such like vilification that he can kind of cause people to get so angry and riled up that they will go out and they will harass and do things to these people that is not necessary.
Sure.
And
I mean, if you've been made to think that somebody is a dangerous villain, then of course you're probably going to do that.
yeah.
Which makes me wonder. I wonder how many like death threats Hillary gets on a daily basis.
Yeah, I know. She has to get a lot.
I mean, like shit, man. But I don't know, like I said, it makes me uncomfortable to say like, yeah, they're just banned off these platforms because I don't mind stupid ideas being around, assuming that they can get knocked out by better ideas. But it's also kind of hard for me to be sympathetic in this case with this fucking guy. Like enough is enough already. He's been doing this for years. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's kind of to the point like we talked about different people getting exposed for past tweets and stuff like that. People who, you know, in some cases I understand. Now that's just me, but for the most part, you can make the strong argument. It's like that's shit that they've done years ago and they stopped doing because they realized that shit's stupid. So you can make a strong argument that maybe you should just like stall them out and just be like, yeah, you were a dumb fuck back then. Again, there's certain things to certain levels that bother me, but at the same time, I'm not above saying, you know what, yeah, let's just let it go. Just don't let that shit happen again because that shit was years ago. In the cases of things like when people complain about like the uproar with Alex Jones, this guy does it damn near every fucking day.
Yes,
it's not like he just was in a moment of his life where he felt a certain way. He's doing this, and if it is not how he actually feels, then he's worse because he's doing this shit in order to profit. He's making the world a much more dangerous and insidious place for money. And no, there's no reason to defend something like that at all. Because he's going out of his way to do things that is very dangerous, just like Trump. People want to get mad at people for being upset with Trump and all the things. He says, no, the things that you're saying are very, very toxic and can spark a fire you don't want. The media is the enemy of the people. Sorry, but that's Hitler talk. That's Stalin talk. That's just about any fucking dictator you've ever seen in your life talk. We should be worried. We should be upset. And we should want that shit to stop. So, yeah. And again, it also goes to my whole thing. It's like, as much as I hate it, sometimes you gotta take that L because you're stupid enough to say that shit in public like that, knowing that shit can get back to you. Well, shit came back to Alex Jones, and hey, he still has his website.
Like you were saying, though, it would be one thing if he had stopped and like expressed remorse, and you believed him. Like it had to be somewhat convincing remorse or something, but he hasn't stopped. So, and
it got worse.
Certainly not showing any. It's like what's her name? Joy. Yeah, she says like a lot of crazy shit, but I think it's fair to kind of let that go because one, it was a long time ago. It's not behavior she's continued, so you can somewhat just assume that she's changed. But two, when pressed on it, she did apologize and say it was wrong on every occasion in which she's pressed. Well, she had said, she was getting hacked and all that shit, whatever. But generally speaking, her behavior has been altered, so there's no extreme reason to keep punishing her for it.
To that hack point, she's probably true. Like, because to find that shit that she had gotten rid of, probably had to be hacked. Because if she had not wanted it found, it wouldn't have been found. It wouldn't have had to go through those paces to be found. But they said straight up they were deleted posts. So somebody fucking did some fucking work to get to that shit.
I mean, sure, possible. Doesn't bother me either way. I mean, it's the overall point is that she stopped.
Yeah.
And, on some level, we have to be able to, like, I don't know what the word is, forgive people when they actually show some remorse and stop acting like an asshole. Like, I don't feel like acting like an asshole at some period in your life should necessarily fuck you over for the entirety of your life. Unless you're like Alex Jones, who's an asshole for his entire life. Like,
it's funny. But yeah, again, it's not like he's been stopped making. He's been stopped. His company didn't abandon him or anything. He just don't have certain venues anymore. Oh well, boo-hoo.
I mean, I've heard like
people don't say dumb shit, please.
I've heard like YouTubers complain that YouTube is demonetizing stupid stuff, and I've seen a couple of videos. I'm like, yeah, that was at worst just a conservative opinion that maybe you shouldn't demonetize that, but I don't know. It's a weird thing to try to wrap your arms around, especially for me because part of me I really just emotionally like the idea of getting rid of stupid shit. Which doesn't necessarily mean shit I disagree with. It just means things that are just objectively stupid. Like, yeah, the earth isn't flat. The Sandy Hook kids weren't actors. And if they were, where the fuck are they now? I mean...
Yeah.
And what would they have been acting for? What was the point?
Like, good pretending to die, kid. Like, what?
I almost want to go back and look at this because I don't even remember what the supposed purpose of the acting was. Like,
he probably didn't have.
Was it to, I don't know, do something with gun control or something like that? Shit is dumb.
Yeah, that's the funny part is that it probably was on something. They're just trying to make you not want to buy guns by pretending to get murdered. Horrible, horrible children.
I would like some way, because I think there should be a bigger discussion, not just on like, shutting down stupid shit online, but addressing why so many people get hooked onto this stupid shit. Because there has to be some way to save these people from going down this ridiculous path.
No, I would love to know why, like, the crazy Fox News conspiracy theory shit fucking works so well.
Because, I mean, I guess I had argued that some of it was just isolation. Like, it's the only set of facts you really have going, but it has to be more than just that.
Yeah.
So, again, in my ideal world, we wouldn't need to shut down anybody talking. They could just say it, and it wouldn't matter because it's wrong. And it shouldn't matter if somebody says the earth is flat because it's just not flat. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see if he gets all martyred and shit. I don't know how people. I know I don't care too much about Alex Jones, but I don't know. Let's see if his rabid fans go and murder a bunch of people.
No, they're just gonna buy whatever energy drink or whatever the fuck that is that he sells, get jacked.
That's another thing. His products are bullshit. So
yeah, because it's always some like weird. It's not even on topic. Like, you're supposed to be like some type of political opinion or something, and you're selling like fucking like workout juice or something. Like, what the fuck? And then you have the audacity to be out of shape yourself, talking about how this shit works. Great for you. Motherfucker, when the last time you've done something to improve your body? And this is coming from a fellow fat person. How dare I fucking like try to sell somebody on some goddamn like supplement?
I feel like I should not have given his site the extra review, but I just had to look at some of his products.
And this is some bullshit.
Have you seen bro? Brain Force Plus? What?
Right.
Secret 12 vitamin. What is this shit? The real red pill? Come on, bro. Survival shield. Alpha power. Yo, if that doesn't get your dick hard, I don't know what.
And this is like so like fucking like somebody pulled the handbook out of the 90s like energy drink book and
extend wise. Okay, so I was making a joke, but is this stuff really for boners? Because like I feel like extender wise.
You know what's funny? He's been caught actually saying explicitly on TV about some of his products that shit don't work. That's what makes it even dumber. He's actually said it himself on his show. Some of that shit, or he can't guarantee that it works.
Hold up. He has they're selling like a comic on this site. It's called Alt Hero Comics. Bruh. Also, it feels really gross. Like I'll send you this link real quick. Like just the cover art feels kind of weird. But I will say, to be fair, people on the left buy a lot of dumb shit that doesn't do anything either. There's a weird thing in wellness stuff where people are willing to just get a bunch of nonsense products that don't do anything and then swear they like cure cancer and shit. So it's certainly not just like his fans that do that stuff. A lot of my more liberal amigos will, I don't know, suck on a rock if somebody told them it made their skin good. I don't know. Like, it gets them closer to nature. But that shit is dangerous too, though, because people get convinced about whatever nonsense having, medical benefits, and they usually don't. At best, maybe they have like some sort of placebo effect style benefit, but a lot of it's just nonsense that they're acting like is better than medicine. It's alternative medicine, bro.
Yeah, I really don't get it.
Or, you said yourself that he sells a bunch of supplements. Like, supplements generally don't really do that much. They're not really that helpful. Like, I think there's a couple of them that are shown to be somewhat helpful. Like,
but I just need to know the correlation. I just really need the correlation.
I mean, he's always talking about like manliness and manhood and all that shit. So he sells man shit. I do want to know why he has a comic line or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah, it's insane. It's fucking insane. But okay. Do you, Alex Jones, like you said, at least you got your website? Fuck, I don't.
Brain Force Plus, brother. DNA Force, bro. These.
It sounds like the most ridiculous shit that you could ever come up in your life.
True Selenium. Like, he must have like some sort of weird like man name generator that just generates manly name shit, and he just sticks it on at random.
It must be because they're just so out there and make no fucking sense. But maybe
we should move on to the next topic because I move on to the next thing because I can't stop like looking at these products.
On an off note, I just got an email from Fifth Son. $50 or more, you get free shipping. Boom. Give a couple of t-shirts and get them shipped to you for free, sir. Anyway, so West Hollywood passed a resolution to remove Donald Trump's Hollywood Walk of Fame. To be specific, the West Hollywood City Council has passed a resolution to remove it. It's not necessarily going to happen because they still need the Chamber of Commerce to actually go ahead and agree to remove it. They just said that they want to remove it. So,
maybe we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like, I don't like the idea that they want to remove it. I can certainly understand that they don't want to deal with the pain in the buttocks of having to repair it every 10 seconds because people keep smashing it up. But it doesn't feel like we should be accepting that people are going to keep vandalizing this. I don't know what the solution to that is. I'm not saying like shoot them or something, but like
here's the easy solution. You cordon it off, set up a velvet rope and a ticket booth, and let people buy 10 minutes with it. See how much they could damage it. Shit, if it's gonna keep happening, might as well make money off
donate
it,
it
right?
to charity.
Yeah, exactly. Not only just donate to charity, but donate to like some immigration charity or some shit like that.
But you know the messed up thing is Trump is going to claim that as like him donating to charity though.
Why? He's gonna come and smash it himself?
No, because it has his name on it, so he's going to be like, "This is my charity thing. I'm so charitable."
You inspired charity. Congratulations. We know it's a hateful inspiration, but fuck it. At least it'd be one of the best things that you've ever been associated with in the last few years or in your life, period.
Yeah. I can see why they don't want to deal with that anymore. I think it's understandable. But my analogy was, you know, if there was a shop owner and like, I don't know, some neighborhood kids kept coming up and like smashing their windows, I don't think many of us would be okay with like, well, that does not have windows anymore. No big deal. Like, we would generally find it less okay if it wasn't like Trump.
No, and to be fair, like it's not like the people haven't been caught and they haven't been trying to catch the kids.
Sure.
I think it's a better comparison of kids continually smashing the windows and then they catch one group and then the next group come and smash it. Because it's like clearly a problem. That's why it's like I don't mind it, even though I hate the fact that this is the encouragement, is because people are being dicks about it. I mean, I get it. I don't like the man either. I'm not breaking up shit in his name. Like it's not that serious. You want to break something up when it comes to Donald Trump. Break up his like job of president or some shit. Yeah.
I guess one of the biggest reasons makes me uncomfortable because it makes it feel like the people who keep breaking it kind of won, because now it's not been decided, but it's like if it goes away, it's kind of like, didn't they essentially kind of get what they want? It's going away. It's like they somehow succeeded in their shitty actions. And I don't want that to be a message like, yeah, this is a way to get stuff done. Just keep breaking it until they give up. Like, that's not how public civil discourse should be. That said, I get if you don't want to keep paying money to keep fixing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although, you know, Trump's base is getting super hard over that because they love playing the victim and stuff. So they're just like, see, these guys are terrorists, man. They're friggin' doing all this stuff to us.
Yeah, even though y'all are like harassing people at your rallies and shit like that and putting your hands on them, but sure. Anyway, so yeah, Donald Trump's poor little sign has been, put up to be taken off. Speaking of people fucking with kids,
okay, that was a hell of a segue. Let's see where this is going.
I mean, Donald Trump probably fucks with his own kids. So,
gross.
You know how he feels about Ivanka.
So that's gross.
He said it on TV.
I'm just saying.
Come on, people.
I mean, she's got to retract it though, but it's gross.
Yeah, but you're not her dad. So for you to say that,
Sure,
it's fine.
Yeah.
You'd be talking about you would fuck your daughter if she wasn't your daughter. That's that Ray Lewis shit with the kiss on the mouth.
That dude sexually abuses kids.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is, for those who don't know what we're talking about, so the Football Hall of Fame inductions went on this weekend. One of the inductees were former Baltimore Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis, who had a storied career as a middle linebacker, won 2 Super Bowls, and got acquitted of murder. So he clearly has had a full life up to this point. Since being acquitted of murder, he's been like very preachy. He's had a like preacher vibe about him. And that was exhibited in the Hall of Fame speech, which, by the way, he was one of the first, if not the first, to ever have a wireless mic, because he walked around I didn't show you the whole thing, but he actually walked around the whole stage like he was giving a sermon, and basically gave a 33-minute sermon for his induction speech.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, when you said that thing to me, I didn't even know that was like a Hall of Fame thing until you just said it, because I just assumed, based on what it looked like and sounded like, that he was just talking to a group of kids or something. Am I trying to be inspirational?
He was talking to the Football Hall of Fame audience.
But the main point is, he said he kisses these men on the mouth. I said men, bro. These aren't babies. These motherfuckers probably got a 401k.
He said he said all his kids, and there were a couple of girls in that crowd too who were shaking their head. So yeah, that makes it even more creepy in my book.
And look, this isn't like this isn't me being like, you know, homophobic or something, or like, oh, look at that, men showing affection, that's so stupid. No, men being affectionate is fine, but you ain't gotta kiss them on the mouth. Come on, man.
Because basically he gave a speech in that part of the speech. He made reference to how he never had a father who showed him love and affection. He never knew what it was to be around a father who hugged him and things like that. So that's why he still gives them hugs, and that's why he still kisses them on the mouth. It's like, okay, I get the reason why you want to be affectionate to your kids, because you want to show them, yeah, daddy's here. I had to go there, bro.
When he said that, I was already kind of.
I didn't even want my mom to kiss me on the mouth after a certain age. I want my dad to do that.
So, like when he said that shit, because at first he said like, I never had my father never touched me or whatever. He like touched his arm, and I was like, that's kind of sad. That was a weird way to say it, but yeah, that's sad. And then he said that kiss them on the mouth stuff. I'm like, bruh, first of all, you shouldn't be doing that. Second of all,
find the clip, please look at it, because the reaction that his kids gave, they were just like, no, Dad.
I was gonna say, like, why would you put that out there in front of the whole world and embarrass them like that? Like, clearly they're not proud of this situation, right? So why would you? Because they did not smile when he said. I mean, an uncomfortable smile.
They were just like this, like no,
yes.
nah. They were like, you could literally see them say, "Nah, bro, go ahead."
Like how old are they?
The daughters were just like, "Huh?
How old are they?"
Let me look up their ages, because they looked like they were teenagers.
So I was gonna say, like, you can't go back to school after your dad said he kisses you on the mouth, bro. Come on, like,
yo, they gonna get it.
You should be allowed to take a week off school after that. let the dust settle a little bit, bro. You can't, yo. But for
one's playing college football. No, I'm not going back to the University of Miami and fucking like, yo, you kiss your dad on the mouth, son? No.
Okay, first of all, okay, to be fair, maybe he's paying for their education. I don't know. Because I feel like if my dad tried to kiss me on the mouth, he's getting punched in the face.
He's probably going there because he's Ray Lewis's kid. Ray Lewis played football there. He probably plays football there because of his father.
I feel like, no. I feel like you're old enough to be like, you're not kissing me on the mouth anymore, though. That's not happening. But to be fair, I've always thought kissing your kids on the mouth was weird anyway. Like, if I had kids, I just wouldn't kiss them on the mouth. Like, maybe there's something wrong with me for that. I just don't feel like that's something you need to be doing with your kids. Not because I think it's inherently sexual. It's just I don't understand the compulsion to do it. Like, I can't imagine like looking at my own kid and being like, I need to kiss him on the mouth. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like kiss your mom on the cheek. Let her kiss you on the cheek. God's sake.
Yeah, I think affection between parent and child is wonderful. I just personally don't understand the compulsion to do it, even though I've seen many people do it, and I don't understand why.
That's why I still kiss you on the mouth. Like, whoa, sir.
When he said that shit, I'm like, we need to arrest this man. He just said he's sexually assaulting these kids, these young men over here. He can't get away with this. Come on.
Yeah, but from what I've seen, like, you know, a couple of them, one's in high school football. Yeah, no, fuck that. His daughters look like they're in high school too. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. Dad, go somewhere with that.
Bruh. Like I said, I wouldn't kiss my own like kids, like toddlers or whatever, on the mouth, but like I feel like when they're tall enough to be looking you in the eye, it's time to stop kissing them on the mouth, definitely. like when your beard starts scratching against each other.
Yeah, no.
It's time to stop.
You know, you gotta see the reactions of the kids because the kids were just like, "Fuck no, Dad, why?"
And that's why I feel comfortable laughing about it, because it's not like they were approving of this. It would be like one thing if both parties seemed to approve of this situation.
You know, it's not like it was like outcry against the media's coverage of it when he said that. Like, you're just making this horrible. They literally were saying, this is some bullshit. I'm gonna need you to stop right now, Dad, because you're fucking like embarrassing the family.
I love when the crowd gave him the reaction the first time he said it. He didn't take it back or try to clarify. He's like, "Yeah, I kissed him on the mouth." Like, I mean, you didn't have to repeat it. We heard you.
Yeah, like, okay, we get it. You just let it go. Let the fucking shit leave the room now. It's not the point that you want to keep making, sir. But he's nuts like that. He makes the weirdest sermons, whether it be football based. Yeah, no. Look up Ray Lewis speeches. He actually has like personal videos that he put up himself where he's just giving these speeches. Like the way he talks, like, you really want to be a pastor, don't you? Like when he's talking about anything, and like he just gets this like weird, like, and I say and you know, like, oh, dude, calm down.
He's a very passionate man. You know, he's faithful. He kisses his kids on the mouth. You know, he's very emotionally.
His people stabbed in clubs, and has his boys take the heat for it, so he can play in the Super Bowl. All that.
What the fuck is wrong with Joe's face?
Whose face?
Samoa Joe. He looked like he had a black eye. I'm multitasking, but
okay. I'm just mad you sent me the InfoWars thing, by the way, because that's some bullshit.
I mean,
like alt hero crackdown.
Yeah. Not very important news, but I guess that David Bautista dude threatened to quit if Marvel didn't use James Gunn's script for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Script anyway for business reasons, because the man knows the world. Let's take his fucking script. Oh, by the way, there are elections going on, by the way. And we may get a Democratic win tonight. In Ohio, which
I guess we'll see. I'm not saying up for that, but I am aware of it.
It's
I'm
like
curious.
6 or 7 different states that they're voting in right now. So, yeah,
I'm fine waiting until the morning for that one. You see how that shook out.
Select all the good candidates. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to say Republican or Democrat. Just the good candidates.
Yeah.
I just don't want no more assholes.
I'm just randomly like going through a couple of headlines. I see one that says Alexa can now get back to you on that. I don't know what that means.
Oh, so is she going to randomly pop up like, oh, I found the answer finally.
That's what I
I
assume.
don't need that. I don't need to be sitting here folding clothes and like she just be like, hey, I just found the answer to the question that you asked on 02, 11, 2018. Like, wait, ma'am, it's a little too late now. That information's not pertinent anymore.
Man.
Well, we may get the first Muslim woman in Congress.
And like all of Congress?
Yeah, if she becomes the delegate, if she becomes the person running for Michigan's 13th congressional district, she will get a chance to run and become the first. John Conyers, that's the one that he resigned after he was found to be an old creepy man. So, places a black man with a Muslim woman. Why not? That's crazy. Again, I find this stuff kind of cool, but I still feel very, very indignant at the fact that we're still celebrating all these types of fucking firsts in this time and age. Like, jeez.
I think what gets weird about it is that there's so many ways you could say it. Because like even if this is the first Muslim woman, you're gonna be able to do it for like every state, right? Like every state's gonna have their first Muslim woman to do this or that. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily worth celebrating, but I think you also gotta realize that we're going to get first fatigue because
I think that's what I'm feeling because I hear the first shit all the time. Like I was mentioning earlier about the first potential black woman to run the state of Georgia and all that. It's just like, gee, you had the first Somalian woman elected in Minnesota. It's like, oh my God.
They specifically called her out as Somalian?
Yeah.
Did they have to?
I guess. I mean, it's such a monumentous occasion that she was in the last Maroon 5 video.
Okay. I mean, I guess there was a lot of women in that thing I'd never seen before, but sure.
Yeah, no, that's why I sent you that list so you can see they list her on there. Like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that's her. I remember that.
Yeah, it might sound mean, but I also feel like it just kind of devalues some of them when you're so obsessed with the first this, the first that.
Yeah, exactly. Because
now every time I hear it, like I don't care anymore. I honestly can't remember the last time I cared about one of these first things because you hear them every day.
Yeah, because it becomes more of an issue of what they are than what they're about. It's kind of like the Doug Jones thing in Alabama. Like, yay, a Democrat won in Alabama, but y'all know this guy isn't like, a pure liberal, right? He's fucking moderate as fuck and agrees with some of Trump's things. So it's like, yay, you got like, yay, finally a Democrat, the first Democrat. It's like, yeah, but is he like the Democrat that you actually wanted? Like the person you wanted? Or would you just vote for him because he was fucking blue?
I'm pretty sure they were voting for him because he's not a child molester.
Well, there is that too.
I don't know that it matters so much as to what he was in that case as to what he wasn't.
Do we want the creepy old man or do we just want the guy we don't know? It's to go with the guy we don't know. He didn't have any prior child offenses and books where he wrote how good they look at the age of 14 and shit. Fuck.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah, when framed that way, yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
In fairness, maybe there are some people who you can't tell their age, but he knew their age, so it's not like
he
that's an excuse.
Specifically was saying that that's the baiting age.
So I wanted to put it out there.
So far off topic, by the way. The topic was that in Florida, the gunman for the Parkland shooting said that demons compelled him to do so.
I'm pretty sure the topic was that Ray Lewis kisses men on the mouth.
Yeah, I know. It went from like Parkland to Ray Lewis, and then to it kind of ended in the right place to pedophiles. Since we started the tangent with Ray Lewis.
Not men. Again, this isn't a homophobia thing. Anyway, moving on.
When you get to a certain age, you ain't kiss. I'm not kissing I'm sorry. Again, I was not trying to kiss my parents on the mouth after a certain age. Fuck that shit. Your parents shouldn't be trying to kiss you in the mouth either.
If I never have kids, I'm not kissing them on the mouth. I vaguely remember my parents doing that, and I don't remember being happy about it. So,
yeah, and I find it appalling that parents don't understand why that's a problem. We need to do a podcast on that to like explain to them why it's not cool. Okay.
I mean, I think we need to just talk about children's rights overall. Like, you ever think maybe when they're 15 or whatever, they're gonna look back and be like, "Yeah, maybe you should have been kissing me on the fucking mouth, you freak." Like,
yeah.
I think there's a fair amount of stuff where you could like look at a kid and be like, when they're an adult, are they going to appreciate that I did this to them, or am I just doing it for me?
Yeah, or think back to how you didn't appreciate it.
Of course, some of you freaks like being kissed on the mouth, but you know, maybe not everybody shares your fetishes. Anyway.
So, yeah, the Parkland shooter, Nicholas Cruz, said that demons compelled him to do it. Yeah, bro, whatever. That's not a good defense line. Maybe you're trying to push that whole I'm insane and I plead insanity and just commit me, don't do anything. I don't think that's going to work at all. Do you?
Yeah. No. I mean, he's not a very sympathetic figure.
Not at all.
I don't know if there's something that could make him sympathetic, but currently he's not a very sympathetic figure. So,
no, I mean, nice try, but yeah.
That might have worked if we had some reason to be sympathetic with you prior, and then we were like, oh, he was just crazy. Plus, it feels like a bit late in the game to be calling out that crazy argument. Like, why are we just now hearing that he supposedly heard demons in his head? And I guess more to the point, like, is this supposed to be a defense? Like, is he saying that just... Okay, I guess to be fair, maybe he means it. Maybe he really was hearing demons. I don't know. It just feels odd that we're just now hearing about this. I'm not about it. So I have about 5 tabs open with shirts I want to buy. So
you should send them to me so I can help you decide.
I'm getting real mad. I meant I was gonna buy them all. What I was gonna say is I'm fucking mad at you for sending me this shit.
Buy them all then. Why not?
6. Yo, this Black Panther shirt's fine. Bro, why did you do this?
I'm a bad influence. All right, last topic, and then you have some house cleaning to do. Basically, Michael Cohen is being pursued for tax fraud. It was something they previously hadn't been under investigation from, but now it's been exposed that he is under investigation for tax fraud by the federal government. So that's to go upon the other things that he's being investigated with, which I feel like that's a little pissy by the government to do so. Although his lawyer seems to be agreeable with it because he's like, we're just not going to talk about it right now. Out of respect for the ongoing investigation. Like, he's very demure about it. So doesn't seem to bother Cohen like that. Would it bother you?
I'm sorry, I was looking at shirts.
I was about to say, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your shirt.
The Cohen shit. What was the question?
Does it bother you that they're also adding on this tax fraud case to Cohen investigation? You think they should have cut him a little slack since he's being cooperative?
Well, he's being cooperative now. He was very not cooperative for a very long time. I'm assuming they're cutting him some kind of slack on something else. I don't feel like you should get necessarily immunity for freaking everything possible. if you're doing things wrong, you're doing things wrong. Maybe if he has like some more awesome stuff to tell them about to help get him off. I don't know. I'm not very sympathetic to this guy. I don't know if he's expecting to turn into like a liberal hero because he's going against Trump, but he's an asshole. So
yeah, to be honest, I'm not sympathetic to any of them, even the ones who like flip again. Yeah, Rick Gates, he copped a plea, and I guess that's good for him, but fuck him, you know. Shit.
He's a criminal.
Dude, yeah, you fucking stealing people's money and using foreign money to do fucked up shit.
We're not punishing him for some of that stuff because he was useful in some way, but it's not, he didn't break the laws on purpose, knowingly. I mean, shit, he said, we knew we were doing it, so.
By the way, Rusev's out here protecting his woman.
By the way, Zelina Vega, though. Anyway.
Yeah, no, she just kicked the shit out of Rusev. Oh, shit.
Not the point, but, I mean, yes.
Yeah, I know.
What, bruh. Ugh.
Oh, shit, Lana's going to the top. Oh, and of course, fucking Hayden English fucks everything up. You fucking bastard. Anyway. But no, I mean, yeah, he's fucking tax evasion. They can't ignore that shit. They can't ignore tax evasion. That's just something. It's stupid. Yeah.
So, all right, I'm sorry, off topic, but I just saw Aiden English screw stuff up.
Yeah.
That looked really stupid because, like, he barely knocked her into Lana's, like, foot. And then, like, a few seconds later, she just, like, goes flipping off the
hitting the ropes knocked her off balance as she was climbing.
But she didn't look off balance. It looked like there was, like, a second or 2 minutes.
He knocked a ballerina off balance.
I'm gonna need Almas to not be touching Vega like that. You need to chill. Put her down. Stop it. Anyway. Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think
the tax fraud stuff. It's really interesting to me how we have these two major cases, the Manafort case and this Cohen stuff. And it just feels like we're getting tighter around Trump, but we're just not there yet. Especially now because we're talking about like Don Jr. again and all this stuff. It's like the noose is getting tighter, but it's not quite like touching his skin. I say that to say that eventually this shit is, you know, Mueller's going to give his report and stuff, and we're going to be focused more on Trump directly, and it's going to be a really interesting time.
God damn it, I wish I could unmute my TV because I still want to hear Shinsuke talk. But, yeah, no, it's definitely weird how he's getting all this, like, heat coming to him from these separate cases that don't directly involve him, but involve people who are close to him. And I guess we got to wait for more tweets from him. See how bad he's going to, like, react to it.
Yo, being his lawyer must be a nightmare. Like if I'm his lawyer, I'm just sitting there at my desk, like waiting for my phone to vibrate for somebody to alert me that he like said something completely nuts in a tweet and admitted to crimes and stuff. I hope they're getting paid a lot because just the stress of working for this guy who's lying nonstop in public. I don't know how you do it. Like they must be making enough money to last a lifetime.
Yeah. Clearly.
I just don't see any other reason this would be worth
it. Yeah, no. It usually never is worth it though, because when you think about it, that money's not going to be yours if you're in jail. You know what I mean? Like generally, especially in this case where Cohen is under tax fraud, or like with Manafort with his fraud cases, that money's going to be seized. You're broke now.
Sure. I guess I meant his lawyer, like Trump's lawyers who are defending him now.
Well, yeah, they're gonna get paid because
I'm assuming they're not doing anything illegal at the moment.
They're showing a pizza commercial, and I would love to have pizza really bad. I haven't had
Bruh,
pizza in ages.
are you supposed to be like giving us a healthy food video or? That pizza look kind of good though. Are you supposed to be giving us like a healthy food video coming out?
I should.
Showing us how to make a salad out of like lawn trimmings or something.
You don't need lawn trimmings. You just need to like make sure you get healthier salad dressing. That's the key ingredient that usually kills a lot of people when it comes to salad dressing. Certain salad dressings are just super high in sodium. Like today, I actually had a salad because I don't know if I told you. I told you about the fridge thing, right?
No.
Okay, so I've had a terrible week. Last week, one, I wasn't feeling well. Two, on top of not feeling well, my oven went out and my refrigerator went out. Just got my fridge replaced yesterday, so that's good. But I lost some food, and of course, with the oven being out, I can't bake or anything like that. So it wasn't like I could cook anyway. So losing the food, like what little food I did, it wasn't a lot. Losing what little food I did wasn't like a big thing. So like today to eat after I finally felt well and felt well enough to really eat, I actually went by Wendy's and got a salad, like the most healthiest salad they had. It's the berry burst salad they have now. It's really good actually because it's like some grilled chicken, strawberries, blueberries, lettuce, roasted pecans, and it was one more. I want to say it was one. Oh, a little bit of feta cheese, which was good, but it came with like a raspberry vinaigrette, which was only 120 milligrams of sodium, which is good for me because I'm on a low sodium diet. But it was really good. I never had raspberry vinaigrette, and I was surprised how good it was. But it's just like the types of dressings that you get, because like I know Caesar dressing is like fucking ridiculous. Even though I love Caesar dressing, that shit's like salt laden, like shit. So there's your health tip. If you're gonna eat salad, watch the dressing and try to like find a dressing that's like low calorie, low sodium, all that stuff. As good as that should be, especially stuff like 1,000 Island. Oh my god. And if you're gonna do ranch, do buttermilk ranch. Try to find organic buttermilk ranch because it's usually better for you. But yeah, there ways.
I guess my health tip is like drink water because I'm lazy and that's my tip.
The best you can do.
I
Drink water. One, either you get filtered, or two, get spring water because certain bottled waters are already like loaded with salt.
I mean, so I think the water is a good one.
Especially Dasani.
It's like, so I used to drink like a lot of soda, like a shit ton. And when you're trying to be a little healthier and you're like, looking at nutrition facts and stuff, you'd be shocked how much sugar you can have in soda.
Yeah, soda fucking wastes you.
This shit is nuts.
And it's not only that; it's just like the stuff that soda is made out of, the current corn syrup that you get in it and all that. It's just damaging to your body.
So if you were addicted to soda like me, don't worry about it. You just need to take a couple weeks,
cranberry juice,
build a habit.
Drink cranberry juice, people. It's good.
Whatever works, man. I went cold turkey with the water stuff. It was really hard for like a few weeks, and then habits built. But as you can tell, Black's gonna get like super jacked off his salads and squats and shit. He's looking to get that Naomi booty. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how much that works for a guy, although I've been told by some women that a man with a fat ass is pretty attractive.
I'm telling you, man. All the men in the country, we're not doing enough squats.
Probably not.
We're all skipping leg day, and now we all got like little asses, and that's why nobody wants us.
Yes. All right, so I guess on that note, we're gonna move to the house cleaning thing now. I have to discuss with you at some point about logos because one, we have a sponsor, sir. Did you know that?
Do we?
Yes, we have a sponsor. I have a friend who is a fashion designer who actually designs clothing and who actually makes logos. So we're going to talk to him. He's going to offer his services to make logos and stuff.
But my question is though, like, can he make me some free ass Marvel shirts? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that illegal?
Well, I just sent you the link for his. No, it's not, because he'd be hit with license fees for that. Sorry.
But I mean, what if I didn't tell nobody though? Like, I mean,
I would say no, because he would get hit with legal fees if that shit was seen.
but like, what if I'm okay with that?
Somebody saw that.
Like, what if that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make?
Never mind. You have no contact with him whatsoever. That's why I will do the business part of this. But it's Urban Fresh. He's a designer from Maryland. Lives in New York. Designs some pretty damn cool clothes. And we will be leaving his link in the description. So if you guys want to check out his work, you can. Okay? And he makes men's and women's designs. So
That's a cool name though.
yeah.
The site's kind of pretty. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, I'll give you the background on all that. But yes, you can check him out. He has his links in the description, so you can contact him. He will do custom stuff. So.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, so you may be seeing logos soon, like real logos, coming to the site. Just got to get with him and see what he can do. But I think that is about it. So anything you have to add, sir? Anything you want to recommend?
I don't know if I've ever recommended the book before, but I started listening to it again on a walk earlier. It's called The Magic of Reality: How We Know What's Really True. It's by Richard Dawkins. It's a nice little read. It talks about it's written by a scientist, so it talks about just how you know what's really true in general, and then like the subsequent chapters go through different stuff. Like what it will do is each chapter will pick up an idea like earthquakes or life and random shit like that, and then it will start off with like what a bunch of the myths were in human history that we use to explain that stuff, and then it will go to the actual science behind it. So it's a nice, cool little thing. I thought about getting it as a gift for a kid once, but I think he was too young, so I didn't do it. But if he was like a little older, I would have got it for them. I think that's a nice read for even younger people too.
Nice. All right, so let me go be angry, and he knows why I'm angry. I have to do homework, which makes it worse.
All right. Well, you heard them, folks. Read some books. Check out Urban Fresh.
The reason check out Urban Fresh. Listen to the podcast as many times as you want. Thank you again for supporting the podcast. Appreciate you. And don't just vote blue because they're blue. Vote blue because you actually think they're worth a damn. Please, because I don't need an idiot blue person in the office.
And drink your water and eat your veggies because we want you all to be healthy and sexy and, alive. Unless you piss me off. Then drink a bunch of soda.
I guess. He wants your insides to be eaten out. That's not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sick. I pretty much just don't,
On the Reason Reborn.